Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have an instructive game with an aesthetic ending to share with you. On the white end, Magnus Carlsen playing against Nikolas Theodorou. This was played in October of this year on chess.com, a 3-0 blitz game. Two blitz monsters here, ballpark ratings, Team White 3,300, Team Black 3,100. Very high level play here by Carlsen, as you'll see at the end when I share the tail of the tape. The opening, French defense, and with d takes e4, this pulls us into the Rubinstein variation. Now after a couple knights are exchanged, c3. This signals the Kasparov attack opens a path for the queen. We'll see this diagonal put to use shortly. Black cuts out the check on b5. Carlsen hops in the center. And from here we have c5. c5 is also a move instead of a6. Do know if c5 was played instead of a6, you could continue as white in a similar way, putting the knight in the center and following up with this play on the diagonal towards the king. Okay, only now do we have c5. Some increased pressure on this point. And queen c7. Can't take. Knight's going to hang. But what we can play is queen a4 check. So a couple things going on. First of all, how do you deal with this check? The knight runs in reverse. Now that the queen is on a4, we have a pin, which paves the way for bishop to b5. Clear focus at this stage on d7, a big intersection square here. Tension resolved in the center. Before Carlsen can recapture the queen, have to sort out this issue. So it's first the capture on d7, and only now queen takes d4. Follow-up here is f6. In the computer's eyes, best move is bishop to b5. Now, if you're going to play a move like this, you really, I would say, have to do your homework. I say this because the bishop will almost certainly be challenged here with a4, and what do you have up your sleeve now? Computer says ignore this threat and play bishop to d7. My opinion of this position is that it's not really so attractive for black because there is a flashy knight takes f7 move, and in the end, black would be saddled with an isolated e6 pawn. Not really a fun position in my opinion. Okay, in this one, we do not have bishop b5. It is f6. I'd like to also point out that trying to simply complete development, not so easy. You know, if you want to deploy this bishop right now to d6, seems natural, but the bishop can be captured and then g7 would hang. So what we might say is that f6 questions the knight and blunts this diagonal. Okay, we're pulled right into a queenless ending in this game. And in this position, at least from the Chess Masters database, 32 games 32 games show up from this position, and white never lost a game. An attractive position, I would say, if you're a positional player here for white. If you're looking for just some quiet game, small positional edge, a lead in development. 25% win rate for white from this position. The rest of the games ended peacefully. From here, we have a fun move. Queenside castles with check, king c6. Stable square, a light square. Things seem fine, but they quickly go wrong for Team Black. Follow-up is rook to d4. We're not just pivoting on any square in order to double. The rook is flexible on d4, has a wide range of options on this completely opened fourth rank. This plays a big role. It's at this stage black ends up blundering. Let me throw this position to as a pop quiz. How would you continue here? What would be your next move? feel free to pause the video. Okay, in the game, we have bishop to d6. In the computer's eyes, it says best is b5, cutting out the check on c4, keeping the king stable on this square. If I'm to carry it out a couple more moves, this is what the computer is going for, allowing this rook to get to the 7th, and it says you can hold this position with rook h to e8 here. Okay, in this game we do not have b5. Instead, it is bishop d6. White is considered winning now. We have the doubling on the d file, rook h to d8, and now rook c4 check. What is black supposed to do now? In the game, king b5 is played. If you go in the other direction, if you walk into this pin, that will not end well. Here's how white could continue with bishop c5. And initially, I must say, in this position, I was drawn to the rook capture and then holding that pin for one more move. But even better is the bishop capture with the idea to get straight to this dream rank, the 7th rank. How does this play out in the end? Well, white wins a pawn, has an active rook, and will soon win a second pawn. This is a decisive advantage for white. Okay, what does this mean? Well, after the check on c4 here, king b5 is played. And one more pop quiz. Can you spot Carlsen's next move? Feel free to pause the video. Okay, very flashy move here. We have a4 check. This isn't the only winning path, but most aesthetic follow-up here, in my opinion. Rook captures bishop is a winning move if you were looking at that. Rook recapture, rook check on c5, or rook takes bishop, king takes rook. There's some b3, a4 ideas. Black will end up getting mated. All right, in this game, it's a4 check. And if black tries to live on the edge here, there's only two options. If black tries to live on the edge, that's not going to end well because there's king c2 with the idea to play rook a1 next, and then we have a b4 mating idea. How could black interfere with this idea? Let's say trying to challenge the rook on c4, and that's not going to end well. It's going to stop mate, but you'd end up losing the bishop. If black plays b5 here, it's going to walk right into a mate on the a file. Any other try for black at this stage here after king to c2? Let's say the bishop backs off like this. Yeah, we get rook to a1 and now b4 coming up soon enough. There's only silly moves the computer's pointing out, like bishop a3 and a check on d2. We'll have mate soon. Okay, in this game, after the check on a4, black ends up taking the rook. And after king to c2, about 10 seconds spent here fishing for a way out. There's no way out at this point. The king is completely stuck, and there is no preventing checkmate next move. Bishop a3 was played, and Carlsen says, no thanks, I don't want your bishop. b3, ball game. What did you think of this one? Anyhow, feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care.